shit.
All right. Bless you. Cold open time.
A la pinga. Anyways.
Cold open? More like cold one open.
You want to see something cool? Talking about a cold one open?
We'll save it for later.
They roll out the Balboa Tall Boys.
Oh, shit.
They rolled out the Balboa Tall Boys.
Oh, your mic is so peaking. Your mic is so peaking.
True Momscast heads know about Balboa.
Oh, I guess we are doing this now. All right, mine's going to sound like ass because I got a bottle again. I don't think that was too bad.
Anyways.
Bro got the Balboa.
The Balboa Tall Boy, baby. Let's go. They just rolled them out. They just rolled them out. I've been looking for them.
Oh, nice. I got a dose. I got a Dos Equis.
The most interesting man in the world, Brandon from Momscast.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of these, but I figured I'd mix it up. Mix it up. We haven't had a brewski on the podcast in a little bit.
And with that, I think we should kick it off. I'm ready to kick it off,
Yeah. Welcome to the 37th episode. It's my turn. You've done it the last two times. It's my turn. And with that, welcome to the 37th episode of Mom Said It's My Turn on the podcast. I'm your host, Brandon.
And I'm Victor. And may your knife chip and shatter.
May thy knife chip and shatter. Oh, we're dune-pilled. We are absolutely dune-pilled. Based and dune-pilled.
To be honest, as soon as I remembered we were doing the podcast today, I went to my kitchen, I grabbed the knife, and I was just lock and loaded for that bit.
Yeah, the bit that totally comes across in an audio format.
You got it.
I got the reference. I'm sure I don't know if anybody else in the audience is dune-pilled.
That's fine. This is our conversation. This is our conversation. You guys are just listening in, and you're invited to chime in the comments.
Now, I thought you had an opening bit. Was that it?
That was my opening bit, and I wanted to riff out of it, but you just went with it and say, oh, it's a bit that doesn't translate, and you know what?
It translates into what? Us doing like a fake knife fight? Like I could put some like knife fight sound effects in here.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Oh. Like I don't know what we were going for here.
No, don't worry about it,
dude.
Just keep rolling. Just keep the vibes going.
All right, I'll keep the vibes going. What's been up with you? How's shit been the last week?
Oh, shit's been great. It's just been a really busy week for me because my friend who is also living who is currently living in Spain is visiting. So it's just been a lot of hanging out because he's only here for 2 weeks. So you gotta make the most of it.
Oh yeah. No, it's like when I go back for Christmas or like for whatever I go back for. It's like I'm always trying to like make sure I'm like cramming stuff in with my buddies because I know it's gonna be like 5 months until I see them again. Yeah,
because I'm gonna get off the podcast and they are coming over because we're just hanging out.
Nice.
It's fun. It's fun. How about you? Busy week for you too, huh?
Yeah, busy weekend. Not really. I mean, kinda, sorta.
I heard something about a 5K.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. That's like later on in the weekend. So me and my partner went to Meow Wolf in Denver for a show.
The fuck's a Meow Wolf?
It's a interactive art exhibit, and then they also have a concert venue inside.
Of course, and go to that.
Yeah, and so this is one of those things where it was like, I'm sure Nat has you go to some things where you're like, I'm here to be a supportive partner.
No, because I'm the adventurous one of the relationship.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm the one that like goes to somewhere and not the supportive partner.
Okay. But like it was one of those types of things where it was like, I don't know that I've never heard of this band. I'm at a show for this band I've never heard of. I'm in a room. It's a very small room. I'm not wearing good shoes for standing.
Like that one EDM concert.
Yeah, I know. We were standing on our feet from like between standing in lines in the show from like I want to say like 6 p.m. to 11.
That's rough, buddy.
6 p.m. to 11 sounds about right. And
that's 5 hours.
It's this band called Autoheart, and it's like British indie pop for gay people is how I would describe it.
That's rough.
It's British indie pop that I would say for gay people. And then
but you gotta understand, okay? Indie pop is already fruity.
That's true.
So the fact that it was for gay people,
the fact that I'm specifying, and anyway, so I'm at this show, and I'm like having a good time. I'm like, okay, this band, like, I'm fucking with it. I'm fucking with it. And this show, there's this girl in front of me at this show, and she is like moving and she's like dancing like way more than is appropriate for the music that's playing.
Like nothing this band has goes that hard. It's what you mean. You know?
It's like, it's good music, but it's not music that you're like a degree away from throwing elbows to.
You know how 50 Cent is like always like has a harness that sometimes flies around his concerts.
Yeah,
like 50 Cent doesn't have a song.
50 Cent got no reason. Yeah, you have no reason to be doing this. But this girl in front of me is like a step away from like just throwing elbows, and is like just has no concept of the amount of space that she is taking up in the room. And so I'm almost getting bumped into at this show. And I'm like, my feet hurt from standing for so long. I'm tired. I'm thirsty. I'm ready to throw hands. If I catch an elbow, I'm ready to throw hands.
You had that. You had that little big turn in your shoulder going, World Star.
Yeah, pretty much. I was ready. But didn't end up happening. This person, I think their friends ended up like grabbing them when they realized like how much space they were taking up, and like brought them to the front of their group. And I was like, wow, that's something.
Talking about friends grabbing people, I don't know.
What did he mean by this?
How many middle school dances or like shit like that happened?
We only had one. We only had one in middle school. Let's come back to this though. Let's circle back to this. I want to get through my weekend first. Okay. We can come back to this. Parking lot question, Victor. Parking lot question. And then after the show, we took a trip to the magical land of Buc-ee's.
Boosies? You went to Buc-ee's?
John also sent me Buc-ee's. When I sent him a picture. I was like, because it was like I took a picture of like the sign on the front of the building, and it was dark, and it was this thing glowing. So I like sent it to him, and I was like, "You look lonely."
You said that to me too.
Fix
you
that.
said that to me too.
And John sends me back within like 5 minutes, Buc-ee's. And I'm like, why? But that was crazy. I'm sure our audience knows what a Buc-ee's is, so I'm not gonna like mansplain what a Buc-ee's is to you.
And I would hope that our audience doesn't know what a bussy.
Words I hope our audience doesn't know what they mean. Bussy, docking. See, I remember when I was in like middle school, and
Hey, go back on track, because I have a parking lot story.
Okay, fine. Wait, whatever. I was gonna say I remember in middle school everybody thought like when you were playing Cards Against Humanity that like can I say that?
Yeah, I think you can.
I'm gonna censor it. It'll be funnier. But everybody was like, you would play the card, and somebody would always be like, "What's that?" And then somebody would explain what is. But anyways, and then the next day, I didn't really do anything on Friday, and then on Saturday, me and Logan ran a 5K. We did a color run. It was fine. Those who are avid Momscast heads know that I run and that I hate running, but I continue to run anyways. And that was my weekend. And then I had to be on call for the RA job. Uneventful. Somebody was locked in a fire tower. Me and Adam, friend of the show, Adam, saved somebody from a fire tower at 1 a.m. And then Sunday, I watched the entire 6th season of South Park. So, busy weekend indeed. All right, parking lot question. All right.
Coming back to the...
Backing up into the parking lot question.
Okay, so basically, you were talking about how that person's friends just grabbed them and yanked them away, right?
Yep.
Okay, so... You've ever gone to a middle school dance, right? Or like...
I went to I only had a middle school dance. My school did we called it the 8th grade dinner dance.
I don't want to say this was like 8th or 9th grade. We didn't have it wasn't really a dance as much as it was a little rave, but without the drugs or the alcohol.
Yeah.
Because that's the way we do it, right? So I want to say we were 14 to 15 years old. So it's been raving. I've been having fun with my friends, and they finally put the slow music on, right? So it's been like most of the time I've been just like, jumping around with my friends, doing weird stuff, like hoisting. We had this one friend who was really thin, and we would just like hoist him up and just like throw him around.
Yeah.
Because that's just middle school shenanigans,
Yeah.
Right? And so they finally put the slow dances on.
Yeah.
And I had a crush on this one girl.
Oh gosh.
And I've been like starting to talk to her. Like for a while, we had been hitting it off. right? For the past like a month. And then I start to slow dance, and it's going really good, and we get to the schneisty hand holding. You know what I mean? You know when you're in the 8 to 9 grade, and you said that.
Actually, I don't know what you mean. I was notoriously bitchless throughout middle school. Notorious.
No, don't worry, me too. But like you know when you're holding hands for the first time, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
And then I just feel my hand getting janked, but it's this girl who's like, I want to say it's like 4 foot, like she's a small person. Right?
Okay.
She's small. She's like not tall, not big. She's a twig.
She's a mid. I don't know if we can say that word either.
No,
I'm gonna bleep that one out too. I'm gonna bleep that one out.
She's a twig. She's short. We are middle school.
Yeah.
Late middle schoolers, early freshmen.
I know what you're getting. I know what you're getting.
Okay, and I just see her friend who have just yanked her away from me.
Oh God.
And they go, he's not good for you. And I go like, the fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I mean, we could talk about some school dance stories. Call this one Momscast Goes to Prom. Do you have any prom pictures we could use for the thumbnail? I can pull mine off my mom's Facebook.
My prom pictures are on Instagram, but I don't. The thing with some of my prom stories, I don't want to talk about them having a girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I can't talk about my prom stories. They're too funny.
They're too funny. They're too funny for this one.
Funny.
Patreon exclusives, if you will. But I got a couple. So my 8th grade dance, we only had one dance. It was the 8th grade dinner dance. It was like everybody like hyped it up. It was like the hyped up thing throughout middle school. It was always the thing they threatened to take away during assemblies when like the students were getting rowdy. They were like, if you do this, you're not having a dinner dance. And that was always the threat. But so it was in my middle school's gym, and there were about 200 of us in the gym. So 200 8th graders in these rooms. There is no air conditioning. There was notoriously no air conditioning in my gym.
That's how mine was too. But like, you gotta understand that you were in Pennsylvania and I was in humid ass Panama.
Oh, I was in humid ass Pennsylvania. It's humid in Pennsylvania, Victor. Like, it's not. It's still humid. It's not as humid, but it is humid.
You don't get it, Brandon.
Well, what's the humidity in Panama? Like, what's the relative humidity? It's like
100%.
Like 80, 90, 100? Like, it was probably 70 in Pennsylvania. It was probably 70.
Yeah, Panama's in the 80s, 100s.
Yeah. Pennsylvania is, like, usually in the summertime, like, between, like, I'd say, like, 60 to 80. It's pretty swampy sometimes. But I wore a purple shirt to my 8th grade dinner dance. I was very excited about it. I was wearing a purple shirt and a gray pinstripe suit because we found it at the Goodwill, and because we went to Goodwill because it was the only time I would wear this suit, and then we could just donate it back. So we bought it for like $10. We could just donate it back after the dance.
And he was also wearing a security guard badge with his purple shirt.
No, that was a different thing that I did in middle school. That was a different thing that I did in middle school. And I went in a light purple shirt and a bowl cut. I went out of the dinner dance in a different color purple with my bangs hanging straight down, slicked onto my head because of how fucking sweaty it was. My shirt, like, this isn't like I had pit stains and I had like a circle on my back. No, this was like my whole fucking shirt was
cold drench.
A different color. My shirt was a different color. It was bad. It was a bad time. It was a bad time.
So funny.
I'm trying to think of the other dances. I went to prom all 4 years of high school because I was going out with an upperclassman my freshman and sophomore years so I could get into prom. That was weird.
So I went to a lot of church camps. Not because my parents would make me, but because I didn't like teachers, but teachers would like me because I was a smart kid.
Yeah.
And when you go to a Catholic school, the highest honor that the school can bestow upon you for being a not academically like gifted student, but being a smart student that's involved with the community, is that they send you to church camps sometimes in other countries.
Yeah.
You've never seen a bunch of middle schoolers getting drunk off soda and the word of the Lord, Brandon.
I have not. I did church stuff in My church stuff pretty much stopped elementary school, like outside of church and Bible study I needed to get confirmed.
It is crazy, and chaperones were having to work because we were at a national park. Okay, we were at a national park.
Yeah,
3-day camp.
Oh,
chaperones were working overtime, Brandon.
Oh God.
Chaperones were working overtime, but like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like I saw people leave with letters. Some kids were crying on the airport reading the letters their girlfriends sent.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you know how camp boyfriend and girlfriend it's a thing.
Yeah, I know. I was actually gonna segue into that. We're on the
camp
same page
boyfriend
here.
and girlfriend, but
back
compress it to 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And you're probably never gonna see them again.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I went to between 8th and 9th grade and between 9th and 10th grade, I went to nerd camp. I got sent to chemistry camp over the summer for 3 weeks. I went to a couple colleges in Pennsylvania that hosted the nerd camp. I think I've told you about some of this. I don't know if I've talked about it much on the pod.
We talked about it in the podcast because we were talking about our records against Chem 1.
Yeah. So anyways, I did this chem camp twice, and I was there for 3 weeks. And you would get camp boyfriends and girlfriends showing up. And again, notoriously bitchless. And I was always just like, oh, it's not fair. I was always just like, they would do dances every week. And every week, I was like, they did a slow dance. They would always do a slow dance. You
were like the farmer on Stardew Valley the first year.
Yep. I'm the farmer the first year at the egg dance. I'm always like stuck to the wall because what it was is the slow dance song was the first like minute. They didn't do a long slow dance because they were very like strict with like we can't have the boys and the girls touching each other. So you got the first minute of "Come Sail Away" by Styx. You got the first minute of "Come Sail Away,"
which was the one that goes da 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 da.
That's 1,000 years. Yeah, 1,000 years.
We would get the full duration of 1,000 years.
When I was in so when I was in middle school, the 8th grade dinner dance slow dance song was "Don't Stop Believin'" by Journey.
Don't stop. That's not a slow dance song. That's
but they had it was like tradition at my school that was the slow dance song. So I never slow danced to that one. And
that's
then
crazy.
Prom, the first 2 years was All of Me by John Legend. The last 2 years was Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. Actually, All of Me was only the first year. Thinking Out Loud.
Hilarious.
No. That's a lie. It changed, actually. So the first year was All of Me by John Legend. I'm like, memories are coming back to me now. First year, All of Me by John Legend. I hate that song. I despise that song. Sophomore, junior year, Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. Senior year, Perfect by Ed Sheeran.
That's hilarious.
That was fun.
You got to pull up with the Galway Girl by Ed Sheeran.
Dude, you're not okay. So you're not gonna believe this. This one year I'm at prom. It's my sophomore year. I'm at prom. I'm going out with a senior, and slow dance song starts, and they come up to me and go, "Brandon, is it okay if I don't slow dance with you for this one?" They only played one slow dance song. "Brandon, is it okay if I don't slow dance with you for this one? I want to slow dance with the guy that I slow danced with at the 8th grade dinner dance." And I was like mentally just clocked out of it already. Like it was coming to an end. It ended like 2 weeks later, and I was already like mentally clocked out. I was like, sure, go for it. I don't fucking care. I was like, go for it. And
that's crazy.
That's like, so it's like I wouldn't call it like that's like the sophomore. That's the high school equivalent of getting cucked. I cucked at my own. Cucked at prom.
I didn't slow dance at prom because my prom date was one of my best friends, and we all agreed to like we were not gonna go with our SOs, and then
you've said this.
Yeah, we will all split and go our different ways, and I think for the slow dance I was doing something else. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. I was probably getting sneaking some alcohol or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They were so thorough with our bag checks when I was going to prom. Like school dances. They were so thorough with bag checks. They were so thorough with bag checks.
The school doesn't host prom from us. We
fund
prom.
Okay, yeah.
We fund prom ourselves.
No, these were school events. They were so thorough with bag checks.
And
it's crazy.
So there was alcohol there. Back in the day.
I mean, what's the drinking age in Panama? Is it 14?
18.
18. Okay.
Back in the day. So normally in prom, like, because only seniors go to prom. We don't have like junior senior prom.
Yeah.
Only seniors go to prom. Back in the day, you know what I mean? There would be alcohol there. Our school was a special case because, we graduated in 5 years of secondary school, or for you Americans, 3 years of high school.
Okay.
We only do 3 years faculty, so we were all 17 except for half the class that were immigrant students, and they get held back 1 year.
Yeah.
So they were 18, so we did have alcohol. So technically, we weren't supposed to get it, but like the bartender didn't care, and all the moms and chaperones were like, "These guys are turning 18 next year." Like,
yeah,
what's the big deal?
I see.
What's the big deal?
I think I might have told this story on the pod, but fuck you! It's my podcast. I'll tell it again, and then I'll tell it again another time, and you're gonna listen to the same fucking story because that's just how I am. I tell the same 5 stories over and over again, and I liked it, and I'll do it again. I'm itching to do it again. But my junior year, I cucked a guy out of his prom date, like legitimately cucked a guy out of his prom date. So I had started going out with this girl officially after they stopped selling prom tickets. And so I wasn't going to go to prom. And then I ended up talking to the teacher who was like in charge of the prom tickets, and I managed to get a ticket. And so I show up for pictures. I'm not matching with this girl. And, I show up and she's matching with her date to prom. As soon as I show up, oh man, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. So he's got his pictures, and then just didn't talk to the guy the rest of the night. And then I found out a couple years later that the guy's a massive piece of shit. So
No.
I won.
I have a similar story, but first of all, talking about matching with your prom date, that was such a headache.
Oh yeah,
okay.
no. The thing I hated was, I don't know if it's like this in Panama. Guys have to get the flowers.
Oh yeah,
in the States, guys have to get the flowers in the States, and so it was a fucking pain in the ass because it was like I have to go get a shirt that matches this color, I have to go get a tie that matches this color, I have to go get the flowers, and I have to get the thing for my suit jacket. Oh, and a pocket square. Had to get a pocket square too.
Oh.
For me, 4 different colors. That's 4 prom dresses. That's 4 colors. That's not even counting semi-formals.
We only had
homecoming dances.
We only had one, which is great. I love it like that because you look forward to it all of secondary.
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
Right? Because the seniors are like, the seniors are always doing activities to fund prom.
Yeah.
So you always know what's going on. And the thing is, right, I wanted to do red for my prom.
Yeah.
But my date wanted to do blue.
Tough titties, man. Tough titties.
We ended up doing blue. Because
yeah.
It's her prom, it's her dress, I'm only getting, I was going to buy the same.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to buy the same fit anyways. I was going to do black pants, black shirt, and then a nice blazer on top of it.
Yeah.
You know the vibe. But
yeah,
then,
I get you.
In the end, I ended up accidentally cocking my friend out of the prom date too.
Nice.
So we all in the friend group, we all agreed that we were not gonna go to prom with people that we were like romantically involved with or interested in.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. So my friend invites this girl that used to be in our class, but she transferred schools. So he invites her. This girl, I've had a fling with. It was like a one-time thing. It was like nothing, right? We ended up like having we ended up chilling together at prom. Kisses were exchanged. The vibe. There was
I was never single at prom, so no, I do not know the vibe.
make out sesh was involved.
I was never single at any school dance. I was always in a relationship.
Anyways, what ends up happening is that a few weeks later, this guy is ranting on his Instagram story about how he was broke, his heart was broken, how he couldn't believe she would do that to him.
Dude.
And I was like, my fault, G. I didn't know you like her like that.
Oh God, dude. Oh,
No, I'm not finished. And then he goes, not your fault, big dog. Bitches be like that.
Oh God, I miss that though. I miss in high school when like I don't post to my public stories anymore. I post to my I feel like it's socially acceptable to post something to your Instagram story once you get out of high school, but not to your public Snapchat story.
Well, it's like that, but we do close friends in Instagram.
That's fair. I do not. I just air my shit out. I'm pretty private with my Instagram though. I don't have a lot of people. Like I know every single person who's following me on my Instagram. But I miss in high school when people would post like entire walls of text on Snapchat stories, airing all of their laundry out. I miss when they would post screenshots of text conversations and it's like the middle of a breakup or there's like a friend group arguing. I miss that.
Messy.
The worst thing that came out of something like that was a girl broke up with her boyfriend and the next day posts that he likes fingers up his ass. And not just that, she posts that he likes multiple up his ass at the same time. You want to take a guess?
The whole fist.
No. No.
3.
No.
4?
Yeah. And I was like, wow. And this was like right before COVID happened. So this was another case where it's like, yeah, you're lucky. You managed to dip that. But in his defense, he didn't be like, no. She's lying. He owned up to that shit. He was like, so what if I like fingers up my ass? And that was a weird
crazy.
One.
That's like the one TikTok where the girl's like, yeah, I told your friends I fucked you with my dildo and you liked it too. Have you seen that one?
I don't think I've seen that one. I've been seeing TikToks recently that are like a little like too for you for my For You page. Like I sent Victor this one where it's like POV, it's 2021 and you've woken up to a Discord group chat called what was it, like confrontation with
the president.
with 15 unread messages. Let me pull up the exact wording and I'll cite my sources on this one. I'll cite my sources on this TikTok that I'm referencing. All right. Let me pull up my DMs with Victor.
Oh, that was crazy.
Scroll past all of the stuff that if it ever comes out, we will be sent to Fort Knox, Alcatraz, etc.
Guantanamo Bay.
Brandon and Victor go to Guantanamo Bay. Where is that?
I'm sorry, Brandon. I'll try not to burp anymore.
I know, yeah, you should, yeah. Where the fuck is it?
We used to do that so often when we record together. Like in Brandon's room, we would just burp into the mic. But now Brandon's bitch made and he doesn't like it when I burp.
Dude, I can't find it anymore. I think it might have gotten taken down.
Probably.
Because it was like a South Park clip.
It was something like when you wake up to a group chat called Confrontation with like 15 unread messages and the first one starts with your name.
No. The group chat name is your name. The group chat name is your name, and the first message is, we need to talk about this. And I was like, that's a little too for you for my For You page.
That was such a funny situation.
That was such a funny situation because I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. And they were like, yeah, you are. I was like, I'm not doing this. What are you, like 12? Like, actually.
This is the thing. I would get it. Because like that shit apparently happened a lot to people during COVID, and I would understand it why during COVID you would have to make a group chat to do an intervention / confrontation. But you gotta understand that we didn't live 10 minutes away from these people.
Yeah,
it was just a brisk walk and a knock on the door, if they really wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out getting to keep the account handles and the Momscast IP because I accidentally spent $60 when we were setting it up. Shout out.
I still have to buy. I technically have to buy Brandon out of Momscast.
Yeah, I'm still the priority owner of Momscast. If this
Yeah,
thing ever sinks, like I'm holding on to all the accounts.
Yeah, I technically have to pay Brandon $30 to go 50-50.
Momscast is worth a whopping. Actually, we keep an account. Let's see what the Momscast assets are worth. Let's see what the Momscast assets are worth. Leave your guess in the comments now. How much is Momscast worth? Okay, Momscast is worth a whopping $229.97.
Not that bad.
Actually, wait, no, I forgot the $60 that I paid for $289.97 for Momscast. How much money is that? All in the red? Yes, it is.
Brandon's net worth is at least $300.
Woohoo!
What, Brandon? Should we run off and buy a super hat? Please don't.
It's no use, Victor. Victor, we've got to have it out. I've made Momscast with you ever since I've known you, Victor. I couldn't help it, and I tried to show you, and you wouldn't let me, which is fine, but I must make you here now and give me an answer because I cannot go on like this any longer. I followed at Momscast on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I gave up everything you didn't like. I'm happy I did, and it's fine, and I waited, and I never complained because I figured you'd follow Mom Said It's My Turn on the podcast on podcast platforms, Victor. I realized I'm not rating them 5 stars and answering their episode polls.
And we're back.
Oh, shut up.
Shout out Timothée Chalamet, future best leading actor 2025.
For Wonka though.
For Wonka though. No, it's gonna be best actor 2025 is gonna be Timothée Chalamet for Dune, Timothée Chalamet for Wonka, and Timothée Chalamet for the 2 projects he has coming up for the other 2 slots.
Oh yeah, man, I could talk about movies for a little bit on the pod. I feel like we don't talk about movies that much, but
well, we used to have the first few episodes of the podcast, we had a movie veto because we decided we did not want to be a movie podcast. But I think we've relaxed enough that we can talk a little bit about movies.
Something you need to realize if you've listened to this podcast is made of a lot of the same building blocks as the Super Mega podcast. It has definitely spun into its own thing. I think this is just the thing with creative stuff is like when you start making something, you're not trying to make your own thing. You're trying to remake a thing that you like.
Yeah, and that's fine.
And it's like, we're past that now. We are past that now.
Yeah, we're past it. Momscast is its own thing.
And, I feel like that's part of the reason why we tried to avoid talking about movies. But this is a conversation I've been having at work recently is, does Timothée Chalamet fill you with joyous whimsy when you see him on a movie screen?
Yeah, I think I watched the first Timothée Chalamet movie I watched was The King on Netflix.
Okay.
Now, Timothée Chalamet in this movie is not the whimsical twink he usually is. He does like an actually pretty good performance for being like the King of England in like the classic Shakespeare play that's adapted to like the movie screen on Netflix. And yeah, I think that's why I see Timothée Chalamet different. Many people met Timothée Chalamet in like smaller films in the twinkish role, but I met Timothée Chalamet in an action film.
My first Timothée Chalamet role that I watched was Lady Bird, and he plays a fuckboy in Lady Bird. And then he's in Little Women. I didn't watch Little Women, but like after watching Little Women, he's playing a fuckboy in Little Women. He's playing a fuckboy in Little Women. He plays a fuckboy
in Dune.
Timothée Chalamet plays a fuckboy incredibly well.
Absolutely.
I do wish we could have gotten a Timothée Chalamet Ken in Barbie, but alas, some things were not meant to be. Actually, no, I can't see him doing Barbie. I think the only reason why we didn't get a Timothée Chalamet Ken in Barbie is because he was busy being Muad'Dib. No, those movies were filming at different times. I think he was doing when did Barbie film? I can pull this up. Logan, look this up.
He might have been doing Wonka, but like, because Greta would have had him like on dial. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Let me look up the pre-production stuff for Barbie. I want to see when they filmed this. Filming. Come on, where's filming? March 22nd, 2022. So what was Timmy Chalamet doing then? Was that Wonka? That might have been Wonka. You might be right on that one.
I know I'm right. Ladies and gentlemen of the Colorist Gourmet,
I still haven't seen
my name's
that.
Prom, who are deep Atreides, Duke of Arrakis, under the blue sea and
No, he was done with that. He might have. Yeah, you're right. He actually might have been filming Dune. Let me check this. Wonka filmed in September 2021, which is kind of wild that it took that movie so long to come out.
Writer's strike, baby.
Yeah, no, because Wonka would have already been written.
There was also a movie, like a cinema boycott, so studios were like reluctant to release.
Oh, yeah. I think Wonka might have got pushed back. Let me see. Okay, so then I'm looking for Dune Part 2. Let's see when this movie filmed. Filming July 4th, 2022.
That's very close to Barbie.
He must have filmed something else in between, or he might have just been prepping for Dune. But I would have liked a Timmy Chalamet Barbie cameo. I would have liked that.
What Ken would Timmy Chalamet be in Barbie?
Fuckboy Ken.
I think
because Greta Gerwig likes casting Timmy Chalamet as a fuckboy. She's done it twice.
I think he would have been Desert Ken, in my opinion.
God, stop with the Dune. You're like too Dune-pilled. You are too Dune-pilled. But, so Timmy Chalamet does not film me with joyous whimsy. Timmy Chalamet does not film me with joyous whimsy.
The fuck you say to me?
This is a visual bit on an audio podcast, Victor. You're doing a visual bit.
This is when you describe what I'm doing.
Victor is rapidly flashing his copy of Dune in front of the camera.
There you go. This is how you make it work.
I've seen Timmy Chalamet as a fuckboy first in Lady Bird, and then I saw him in Dune, and he's kind of playing a fuckboy in Dune Part 1 especially. Like, Paul's a fuckboy in Dune Part 1.
Paul's a fuckboy in Dune Part 2. Spoiler
alert. But, so I don't see him, when I see him in Wonka trying to be full of, like, joyous whimsy, I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
He's pretty good in Wonka. I watched Wonka at the movies. I went with
I need to watch that. It was
pretty
still
good. It's a musical. I was pleasant. I like musicals. I like movie musicals. I think movie musicals are great. You know what I mean?
I think it depends.
Musicals that were Broadway musicals that were adapted to the movies are not good, but movie original musicals can be the best movies ever.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, what's that movie called? Wicked. That looks like dog shit. That looks atrocious. And it's not just because, well, it's like everything. It's they're doing the thing Les Mis did, where they're singing live on set, and that always just makes a worse product than if you just lip sync the words.
It kind of works for Les Mis, though.
I'm gonna send you this video, and you're gonna change your mind in like 3 seconds. I'm gonna send you a video. You're gonna change your mind in 3 seconds.
But Anne Hathaway though. But Anne Hathaway.
Yes, and listen to the Broadway recording of Les Mis and tell me it's not an infinitely better product.
Of course, the Broadway productions are generally better. Like whenever they inevitably in our Lin-Manuel Miranda day and age, whenever they inevitably make a Hamilton movie adaptation, that's gonna be hugely controversial, because if they don't cast white people for the founding fathers, the right wing is gonna riot, and if they don't cast people of color for the founding fathers, the right wing is also gonna riot. Sorry, the left wing is gonna riot.
As much as we like to shit on Lin-Manuel Miranda here at Momscast, unironically, I don't think he would ever sell the rights to make a movie of Hamilton. Because he's gone on record saying if he wanted Hamilton to be a movie, it would have been a movie from the get-go.
It is inevitably going to happen because he already sold the rights for In the Heights.
Really?
In the Heights is already a movie. Rachel Ziegler was on it.
He sold the Hamilton rights to do In the Heights?
No. He sold the rights for In the Heights.
I thought In the Heights was already a musical.
His musical. I'm pretty sure In the Heights was written by him.
Jamie, look that up.
No, it's not by him. It's not by him.
That's what I thought.
It's not by him.
No, 2005 musical by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
he was the main lyricist, but there was another playwright attached to it.
Music by Lin-Manuel Miranda, lyrics by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Okay, he didn't write the book. Okay, he didn't write the book.
But he did do the musical, so he didn't have full control of the rights. But I'm just saying, I can see it happen. Especially,
I can't.
With his close relationship to the House of Mouse.
That's fair. But
I can see Mickey going.
Here? How did we get here? We were on Timmy Shammy. We went to Wonka. Wonka's a movie musical. That's how we're here. Okay.
Yeah. I can see it happening. I'm saying it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be very controversial and terrible because if, like I was saying, if they cast people of color for the founding fathers, half of the U.S. is gonna be like, why is George Washington black? And if they don't cast people of color for the founding fathers, half of America is gonna be like, this is not what Lin-Manuel Miranda intended.
I'm just gonna avoid this bit. I'm just gonna avoid this.
Fair enough.
This topic.
Fair enough.
So okay, going back to Timmy Shammy, going back to our boy Timmy Shammy. So my thing is, he does not fill me with joyous whimsy, and that's okay. That's okay, because I do think he's one of the very few actor types left in Hollywood. And by actor, I mean not signing on for massive franchises.
Well, he did sign on for Dune.
I wouldn't call Dune's not like Marvel. When I say massive franchises, I mean your Marvels, your Star Wars,
he
your
works
DCs.
for director. You mean he works for directors and he doesn't work for studios? Is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. And so it's like my comparison is Tom Holland is 28, Timothée Chalamet is 27, and it's like you look at these guys and it's like they have had nearly opposite careers. Like if you're Tom Holland, like you have to look at Timothée Chalamet and go, this man is everything that I am not.
Which is rough. Because
it's in you're Tom Holland. What's the last big thing you did? You did Uncharted. Like
but then again, you are Spider-Man.
Yes, but you are arguably the worst Spider-Man out of the three. And if anybody comments, oh, Tobey Maguire's the best Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield's the best Spider-Man, Tom Holland is the best of all, I'm going to club you with a rock. I'm going to fucking club you with a rock. Like, Tom Holland he's in, those Marvel Spider-Man movies have no sauce. They have no sauce.
Because because that Spider-Man is not Spider-Man. That man is Miles Morales. But I'm not gonna get into this debate.
He's not even playing Miles Morales. I'm talking about like the action set pieces in the Marvel's Spider-Man movies are mid as fuck compared to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, and even Mark Webb's The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, overhated movies. Those movies are good. I will die by those movies.
They're very good. I'm just gonna say. You know how Still Hit though is a valid response?
Yes.
I Am Spider-Man is a valid response. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Tom Holland, he's not Paul Muad'Dib Atreides. He's not Paul Muad'Ib Atreides. He's not Paul Muad'Ib Atreides. Duke of Arrakis.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, Tom Holland couldn't survive the Gum Jabbar. Is all we're saying.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's where I will end the this Tom Holland thing is Timothée Chalamet could play Peter Parker. Tom Holland could not play Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis.
Timmy Shammy is just a better actor.
Timothée Chalamet is one of the last few actors, and like my consideration of actors is I would say Timmy Shammy, DiCaprio, Ryan Gosling, and I would make an argument for Gyllenhaal.
Disqualified. He worked for a Marvel project.
However, I think if you play a villain and only sign on for one movie, I think you're okay. Because then
he's gonna be back, right? You do know he's gonna be back.
I don't think Gyllenhaal's back as a Mysterio. I don't think he's back.
He's gonna be back at least in a voice role. You know this, especially now that they opened up the multiverse.
That's dude. I think Marvel is a sinking ship. I feel bad for all the actors stuck in Marvel project. It's a sinking ship. But
Robert Downey.
Because it's like
really,
I would say Bale. Christian Bale. Christian Bale.
I can see it. Robert Downey really got out when he did it too, huh?
Dude. Fuck. Okay, this is one of my hotter takes. Downey Jr. did not deserve the Oscar for Oppenheimer. People are like, oh, Downey Jr. escaped the Marvel machine. Now he's back to taking real roles. In Oppenheimer, Robert Downey Jr. is playing Iron Man 1 Tony Stark.
No.
He is playing Downey Jr. is playing to his type. He's playing to his type. He's not doing anything crazy in Oppenheimer.
No.
It should have gone to De Niro. It should have gone to De Niro or even Mark Ruffalo.
I agree that it should have gone to De Niro. However, I can't give you that he's playing. First movie, Tony Stark, the hubris that he has, could never see him bow down to a Robert Oppenheimer. You know what I mean?
So how about he's playing Avengers 1 Tony Stark? How about that? Is that a better comparison? Is that a better reference?
No, because he still considers himself the smartest man alive, right? So what I'm saying is that the character he plays in Oppenheimer is someone who has already from the get-go completely bowed down to Oppie. You know what I mean? Like from the get-go, he feels inferior, and that's what drives his hate.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that Oppenheimer was a dirty communist, but that's not what we're not gonna get into this. We're not gonna get into that.
Oh yeah.
Iron Man would never. Tony Stark, no iteration of Tony Stark would ever give that satisfaction to someone else. He would never admit that he's inferior to anyone. And I think that's enough of a departure from what makes the characters a character that they're not playing the same character.
That's fair. I just think he's playing to type, is my thing in Oppenheimer. I think he's playing to type. I don't think he steps out of his comfort zone. The entire time I'm watching this, I'm like, yep, this is what I would expect from Robert Downey Jr.
You don't need to step out of your comfort zone to give a great performance. I
didn't think it was that good. Like Cillian Murphy, I'm not going to argue with you on Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy, give him that shit. I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
Cillian Murphy, the whole movie?
Yeah, pretty much. You're doing another visual bit, Victor. You're doing another visual bit. Victor's like 1,000 yards staring the camera.
I'm just saying. I do think De Niro deserves it better. And I don't know. I think Willem Dafoe also, because I watched Poor Things recently.
I liked Poor Things. I was not enough of a sexually empowered woman to truly enjoy it. I liked it though. I thought it was fine.
It might be a recency bias thing, but I think Willem Dafoe's performance in Poor Things was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I liked his. Yeah.
Poor Things was fine. It's I'm not a demographic, but it's someone who enjoys set design and all that kinds of stuff. It's a great movie. Like even if some of it is CG, you still have to design it.
I thought that it was at points a bit too much.
That's the whole point of the movie.
I thought it was too much.
That's the point of the movie. Didn't you hear the score? It's made to make you feel uncomfortable.
I know. It's just I'm not a sexually empowered woman. I was not the target demographic for Poor Things. My female friends who have watched Poor Things have told me it is a very good movie. I agree that it's a good movie. I don't know if I'd say it's very good. My thing with Poor Things, and this is where I might get people coming in and being like, what does he mean by this? Is Poor Things is a very interesting movie to me because it is very much a feminist movie.
Yes.
And then you look at everybody producing that movie, not producing necessarily. When I say producing, I mean in directing, writing, leadership roles. It's all guys. And so it's a bit this is weird, especially when you think about how many times Emma Stone is naked / having sex in Poor Things. And you're like, this is a little, I'm thinking this is a little weird.
Well, and this is where people are going to say, what does he mean by this? But in order for feminism to advance, you do need men. Because the whole idea of being oppressed by men means that you need to convince men to stop oppressing you. So you do need men to help you stop being oppressed by stopping the oppression. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Big, have you heard of the Puritans thing that's going on?
Nope.
Okay, so it's like a Twitter lingo thing for Gen Z, where it's people our age too. So it's not just actual teenagers. We're talking about people our age up to the age of 25, 26-ish. That weird zillennial thing. And they're It's like kind of a reaction to how readily available graphic material is on the internet, where people see it in something and are like repulsed by it. So it's like there was stuff in Oppenheimer where it's like, yeah, I liked Oppenheimer. It's just I thought the scenes with Florence Pugh were just unnecessary. I thought the sex scenes were unnecessary in Oppenheimer. And I'm kind of like, again, this is going to be what did he mean by this? Grow up. You know?
My opinion
those same people. Hold on, I got a bit. Those same people, when they get into a relationship, yeah, I like the relationship. I just don't see what the point of the sex is. I didn't really understand the sex scene.
I think my take is that Game of Thrones, the HBO TV show, absolutely destroyed sex scenes and absolutely destroyed sex scenes for TV and movies. Because the first few seasons of Game of Thrones, the sex scenes were carefully executed pieces of exposition and character development.
Yeah.
Now we just get a sex scene just for having a sex scene.
That's when I think of sex scenes, I think there are kind of two routes that they can take. And so have you ever watched The Room?
Yes.
Okay, so you think of the sex scenes in The Room, and those are sex scenes to have sex scenes for the director to get his rocks off, and it's a gratuitous. It's the word I would use. Let's pull out some vocab words here. Gratuitous. And then on the other end, I think of a movie. Have you watched Lady Bird? You watched Lady Bird? You should watch it. The sex scene in that movie, actually furthers the narrative, and it furthers the character development, and it furthers the relationship between the characters, and so it serves a purpose. It is not there just to be there. And I think there is room for...
we can all trace this back to HBO's Game of Thrones.
The Room came out before Game of Thrones.
No, because Game of Thrones made it clear that a wide audience of people did not have a problem with graphic sex scenes on their TVs.
That's fair. But and I think there is room for a dialogue about how male directors and male writers handle sex scenes, because a lot of movies with gratuitous / bad sex scenes, I think you would probably find a pretty strong correlation between bad sex scenes and male writers / directors.
I don't know. I've been doing this weird thing where I like to watch movies in a bubble. Where
fuck that. No, get out of here with that. No, fuck that.
You do it really funny because you take all the social context out of a movie, and the director did not intend this, but it makes it funnier. It makes the movie funnier. I'm not gonna give any examples because you're not supposed to watch or consume media in a bubble. Media says a lot about the world where it was written, but just grab your favorite movie that says something about the world and watch it in a bubble. Figure out what it says. Because great directors can write a story that in a bubble keeps its meaning, but then other directors simply can't do that. And
I think
if you watch it in a bubble, it ends up saying the exact opposite.
So something I've noticed is so I would not... Okay, would you call me a film bro? I'm not going to be mad if you would. Okay, yeah, yes. I didn't want to just be I feel like other people labeling me a film bro, okay. Me labeling myself a film bro, mega cringe alert. But as somebody who watches movies regularly and is a film bro, you approach the medium completely different to how normal people watch movies.
Me?
No.
Oh.
Film bros. Film bros. And people who like movies as an art form. You approach the medium completely differently than normies.
Okay, go on.
I don't know. It's just, I can watch a movie and be like...
Remember, Momscast heads, Brandon's pretentious. This is a personality trait. If we pull up Brandon's 5E character sheet, we see on flaws, pretentious hipster.
But, it's I think, unironically, my film bro journey started when I was 14. Yeah, I would have been 14.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
No, my film bro journey started after I watched Suicide Squad. I watched Suicide Squad, and I walked out of the theater, and I was like, this movie was really bad, but I can't articulate why I don't like this movie. And so that sent me on my film bro journey to gain the language to express my thoughts about movies. And it's like, me and my friend... Oh, okay. What was the last thing you had on that?
No, go. You finish your thought. We're like hitting the 1 hour mark on the recording.
Oh, okay. I thought I cut out when you did a cutting motion.
No. Go ahead.
But so my film bro journey started when I wanted to express my thoughts on movies, and it's like me and my buddies who are not film bros can watch the same movie, and I can go, yeah, that was whatever. I think the one that comes to mind is Spider-Man: No Way Home, which is a movie that I was initially I kind of liked. And as more time has gone on, I realized that I kind of hate it. I really kind of hate it, as with most Marvel movies nowadays. But it's like my buddies would be like, "Yeah, that was like so good," because it's just like those people, like normies, they look at movies as kind of more like a theme park ride than as an artistic expression.
Well, because you gotta sometimes for movies you gotta exercise. This is what I do. You gotta exercise double think with movies. Because there are movies that are clearly made to say something and be something, and there are movies that are made to watch your couch because you have nothing else better to do.
I agree with that, and I think that actually no, I don't really have a counterpoint for that. It's just people who watch like blockbusters and those other kinds of movies where you're just kind of supposed to like put them on and like zone out. They're like so afraid of watching like actual movies.
I like myself a good blockbuster, Brandon. The thing is that we haven't had a good blockbuster until Dune 2.
Dune Part 2, yeah.
We have not have. Actually, the last great blockbuster we have, I'm gonna say it was Infinity War or Endgame.
Endgame. You have to realize though, Endgame was the blockbuster.
Yeah.
Endgame was the blockbuster. Okay, let's look at 2023's top movies. Avatar. Avatar's a blockbuster. I love Avatar.
Avatar's not a blockbuster because Avatar is an artsier film.
That's fair.
Avatar is a film that's not like art because it says something. Avatar is a film because it's art because of what it does for filmmaking, like behind the scenes.
That's fair. Oh, that was 2022. I guess I should go to 2023 in film. Let's see what we had. We had Barbie. I guess Barbie is a blockbuster. I would call Barbie a blockbuster. Oppenheimer. I don't know if Oppenheimer rides like a fine line. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Blockbuster. But it wasn't that good. It wasn't like...
I disagree. I loved Guardians 3.
No, it was good, but it was not like a blockbuster, like a summer release blockbuster. Yeah. You're like...
It was a summer release, though. It quite literally was a summer release.
But I mean,
came out in May.
It's not a summer release blockbuster. You know what I mean?
I guess. But like, I don't. Not a blockbuster enjoyer anymore. I'm really not. I'm more like looking for some smaller movies.
Yeah, because Marvel killed
being a film bro.
Because superhero movies killed the romantic comedy.
And I killed this Momscast episode.
Amen, brother.